A very good morning to all of you and welcome to the session, the Hindu editorial analysis for proficiency in English. As usual, let us start with the snippets. The very first one, Shah in Lok Sabha. Manipur reported no violence in 4 months. It is about the situation in Manipur. And in Lok Sabha, he has made a statement. He has given a statement. What is that statement? Manipur reported no violence in 4 months. In a way, it is good. That means no disturbance, no clashes, no communal riots. In a way, it is good. Otherwise, nothing to learn from this. Let us go to the second snippet. Delay in disqualification. Expect Telangana CM to exercise restraint, Supreme Court. It goes with political news. And there is one important word. What is that word? Two words rather. One is exercise, the other one restraint. Exercise, you all know, physical exercise, but here exercise means to do something. Exercise something here means what? Use something and put into use. Restrain, verb form. Restraint, noun form. And restrain from, refrain from. You should recollect the preposition. Both the words take from. Means what? To stay away, not to indulge in something. That's an important word they have given many a time. Coming to the next one, CPIM Party Congress, Stalin, Pinarayi raise voice against center. Stalin, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, has been in the limelight of late regarding two issues. One issue related to delimitation, the other one related to language row. Here it talks about delimitation and he has got company. Means one more CM has joined hands with him and together they have raised. Yes, that's right. Our students are very sharp. You have to recollect. Rise, rose, risen, raise, raised, raised. They have already done. I appreciate that. Raise voice. Raise what? Voice against the center. They should have written the center, but no problem. Raised voice against center. That means they're not happy with two issues. One is delimitation. The other one is language row, imposing Hindi. Coming to the next snippet, notebook. In conversation with Ilayaraja, exploring musician's journey has been an enriching experience. Has been. I always tell students, a lot of students, based on my experience, the moment they see been, they think passive voice. Need not be all the time. Has been a student. He has been a professor. He has been our professor for 5 years. Here it is in present. Don't impose your ideas on others. Very good, Banu. And here it is in present perfect active voice, not in passive voice. Do you remember? Has been an enriching experience. Enrich, improve. Enrich means what? Improve. Enrich your knowledge. Here, enriching experience. That means they have gained something talking to him while conversing with him. Coming to the last one, many fans of Hyderabad team must have got disappointed last evening. They lost the match against Kolkata Knight Riders. It is regarding that. Knight Riders night out. Have you heard of this expression, night out? Usually it goes with students. Before the exam, many students burn the midnight oil. What is the meaning of the idiom midnight, burning the midnight oil? Stay awake to study or stay awake to do some work. But usually students, before exam, stay awake late night to study, burn the midnight oil. They will. That is a positive. That is a positive attitude, being optimistic. And night out here it means it is they had a great time. That way night out. Night out has two meanings. One meaning without sleeping, being awake. Another one, enjoy a lot because they won the match. The writer has used in that sense. Vaibhav, and who are the players behind the success of this team? Night Riders, night out. Vaibhav, Varun, and Venkatesh deliver. Deliver what? They have done well. Here, deliver means what? They have played well. Coming to the main headline, today's headline. Good morning. Rather late, but no problem. Better late than never. India holds fire as Trump announces tariffs. You cannot understand immediately. India holds something. What does India hold? India holds fire. What exactly that fire? If you read the article, you understand. As Trump announces tariffs, entire world is talking about this, about Trump and Trump's tariffs. It is going to make a tremendous impact, both positive and negative. And based on these tariffs, Trump's policies, a lot of economists are expecting, rather predicting, a recession in the US. It is going to be something like it may go in the direction of a recession. How many of you know the meaning of the word recession? A recession means low economic activity. Usually it happens once in 50 years. It starts in the US, spreads to Europe, other parts of the world, and again it goes back to the normal state. Cyclic in nature. And during a recession, you can see many companies they get closed and many companies resort to layoffs. Total chaotic situation. And because of this, Trump's policies, especially tariffs, it may result in recession, going to make a tremendous negative impact. An important article, manifestation of this policy, consequences, ramifications of this policy, Trump's policy. You may get a passage in some form or other. Mark my words. You have to go through the article. Very important. Coming to the next, the snippets over here. What do we have? Here we have Modi Yunus set for talks amid strain in ties. We have already got the word amid many a time. You should also recollect the other word amidst, meaning in the middle of something. Yes. Here, Modi Yunus set for talks amid strain in ties. Strain. Usually it goes with your body, but here strain means some sort of disturbance, cause of dispute, something like bone of contention, apple of discord, and some disturbance is there. There is no harmony between the two countries, relations of two countries. Based on that, this has been used. Strain in ties, bilateral ties. That's how we have to look at it. Jammu and Kashmir CM to meet allies after LG transfers officials. Lieutenant Governor transfers officials. Based on that, Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister to meet allies after this particular action of Lieutenant Governor General. Allies, those who have the affiliation, we use the word allies, goes with political parties. I'm sure you all know that. Coming to the next snippet, Kerala, Bengal, Tamil Nadu received no fund under SSA. It talks about receiving funds from the center and it says three states have not received funds from the center. What are the three states? Kerala, Bengal, and Tamil Nadu received no fund under SSA. All simple words. Let us go to the next one. Authors protest against Meta for stealing work. Authors protest against Meta. Why do they protest against Meta, the writers? Because of stealing of data, stealing work. In a way, writers, they're stealing their work, literary work. And imagine someone copies your work, uses your work, creative work, writing especially. There's one important word. What is that word? Plagiarism. You got to be careful with the pronunciation. How do you pronounce it? Plagiarism. Plagiarism means taking someone's work, literary work especially, and copying that. Copycat. Very good. Pravalika. You should also think of words like intellectual property rights, patents, copyright issue, and here piracy, plagiarism, all related words you have to think of. But specifically writer related, we have to use the word plagiarism. Coming to the next one, here we have a pic. What does it say? Heightened vigilance. Vigilance, vigilant means what? To be alert and watch what is going on particular place. That is known as being vigilant. Vigilant adjective, vigilance noun. And you can see the cops with guns. What does it say? Jammu and Kashmir police personnel in Jahangir Chowk, Srinagar on Thursday. Security was beefed up following back-to-back encounters in Kathua and Samba. Search operations have been continuing, present perfect continuous, for around 2 weeks now. Beefed up means to inform in brief what is going on and be alert. You can take that way also. It goes with Kathua operation. We have got this 2 or 3 times, the news. Coming to the next one, after Lok Sabha passage, Waqf bill sees a heated debate in Rajya Sabha. It is about an important bill. That is also an important news item. You have to read that article. Coming to the next one, an important one here. Supreme Court halts means what? Stops. An important word. Stops what? Tree felling in Kancha Gachibowli. And there's one important word here. Halt means stop, that's a simple word. But stops what? Felling. I'm sure many of you know fall, fell, fallen, irregular verb. But we have another verb which is a regular verb. Fell, felled, felled. It means to cut down. Cut down what? Trees. And once in SBI they gave a question. Many trees, they fell many trees in our colony last week. Last week passed, fell past. You may think it is right. But here we are not talking about fall, fell, fallen. We are talking about fell, felled, felled. So what is the correct sentence? They felled many trees in our colony last week. That you should know. That's all from the front page. Let us go to today's editorial. As usual, what is the enrichment? You are going to improve your comprehension skill, contextual awareness, effective vocabulary. Today we have a lot of words, more than 10 words, some repeat words, but I have brought 8 words, I suppose, important words. And you can consolidate your grammar knowledge, and you're going to work as usual on the mini mock. Let us start with editorial vocabulary. What is the first one? Have you heard of this any time? I think we have got for the first time. Exactly. Very good. Who is this Bhanu? They felled many trees in our colony yesterday. Have you guys heard of this playbook? Part of speech noun, a set of strategies, tactics, or plans used in a particular situation, especially in politics, business, or sports. Imagine you have a set of, you have heard of that, very good, Anant and Madhu, also Sangeeta. You have a set of strategies or plans, you try to use them based on the situation, then you have to say, use this playbook. A set of what? Strategies, tactics, or plans used in a particular situation, especially in politics, business, or sports. Example, many politicians follow the same playbook during election campaign. It is natural. Many politicians, they have their own strategies. They implement, they follow the same strategies, set of strategies. It means they use the same playbook at the time of canvassing or campaigning. Word forms, playbooks, plural. Word combinations, political playbook, corporate playbook, an important combination. Military playbook, also important combination. Word usage, often used metaphorically to describe a structured approach to achieving goals. It is like you have the roadmap, you have the blueprint, you have the strategy, you have the plan, and you try to implement that. Then, in that context, you have to use synonyms. As I said, strategy, blueprint, plan, manual. Antonyms, improvisation, spontaneity. Spontaneously, you do something that is different. With a plan, you execute your plan. You have a plan, you execute, that is different. And there's one important word here. What is that word? Manual. Manual has 2 different meanings. One meaning, you do something manually. Means what? You use your hands. Manual work, menial work. 2 different words you have to know. Menial work means a low level work. we use the word menial work. But manual means using your hands. And imagine you have written something, and that there's a book handwritten that is known as manuscript. Drudgery also you should recollect. Very good. Who is this? Pravalika. And manuscript you have to recollect. But sometimes what happens, based on manual using your hands, you have to recollect words like ambidextrous. Ambi means to be able to use both the hands, and dexterity, from that you get dexterous. What does it mean? Skill. Ambidextrous means what? To be able to use both the hands. But imagine someone is a left-hander like me. What is a word? We should use southpaw. Thank you very much. Who is this? Pawan Kumar. Congratulations, Pawan. IBPS clerk, wonderful. Congratulations. Wish you all the best, your banking future. Others, please congratulate Pawan. He has got IBPS clerk job. Very good. Glad to know that. Happy for you. There's nothing like North paw, only South paw. Improvisation, spontaneity. Coming to arbitrariness. Arbitrary, that is one word form. Very good. I appreciate you guys, your spirit. Congratulating Pawan. That's really good. Spontaneous. Arbitrary, we have got many a time, but here arbitrariness, part of speech, noun. The quality of being based on random choice or personal whim rather than any reason or system. I have given many a time, very good, Pavani, whims and fancies. Whim, based on emotion, not based on thinking, not based on reasoning. And we say, well, there's one important idiom. What is that idiom? Whims and fancies. Don't act based on your whims and fancies. Try to use your reasoning, rationality. Same thing here, arbitrary. Example, the arbitrariness of the new policy frustrated the employees. Imagine a particular company comes up with a policy that is not based on any reasoning, no justification, but based on something like whims and fancies. Obviously, employees get frustrated. Caprice, who is this born? Very good. That's also an important word. Word forms, arbitrary. Usually we use this word form. Arbitrary, arbitrarily, adverbial form also possible. Word combinations, arbitrariness of decisions. Legal arbitrariness, bureaucratic arbitrariness. When you see the word bureaucratic, bureaucrat, you all know IAS officers, civil servants, known as bureaucrats. You have to recollect one idiom. Tell me which one is that. They have given many a time. Generally, we say red tapeism. Very good, Madhu. First one to respond. After that, Murli also. Red tapeism. Generally, we use the word form red tapeism. Yes, Majnu also. So many. Vishnu, Pravalika, Nagesh. Wonderful. An important idiom, red tapeism, means bureaucratic hurdles. When you want to start an industry, this happened in the past. Now we talk about single window, and they try to make things happen within no time, like giving licenses, establishing a company, an industry. But in the past, people would suffer a lot. They would go many a time to government offices. They would face a lot of hurdles, bureaucratic hurdles. For that, we say red tapeism. I don't think it is there now, not to that extent. And coming to word usage, common in discussions about law, governance, and fairness. Synonyms of whim, randomness, capriciousness. Someone has mentioned caprice. Who is at Bonu, I think. Wonderful. Capriciousness, subjectivity. An important word. Let me complete. Antonyms, fairness, consistency, rationality. Tell me why is the subjectivity important? There are two words you guys have to know. They have many meanings. One is subjective, and usually it goes with brackets, combination word, opinion. Subject to opinion, And what is the other one? Objective opinion. Tell me what is the difference between subjective opinion, objective opinion. They have different meanings. In this context, subjective opinion means a personal opinion based on your whims and fancies, personal opinion. Objective means based on facts and figures. And usually I tell students what is the difference between a discussion and an argument. Discussion is based on objective opinions. Argument is based on subjective opinions. And there's a saying in English, what is it? A wise man never argues. And based on that, another saying, when a wise man argues with a fool, you cannot tell who is who. Have you got the joke? When a wise man argues with a fool, you cannot tell who is who. He also becomes a fool. That's what it means. Now let us go to the next word, brazen. Brazen also we have got a few times. Brazen. So the message over here, never argue with anyone. Try to discuss. You can discuss any number of topics, to any length you can go, but never try to argue. When you argue, emotions flare up. Yes, emotions flare up. Good, you guys got it. Brazen, part of speech adjective, bold and without shame. Openly defiant, defy means to challenge, to oppose. And some people try to do certain things shamelessly. They are not bothered. They are like thick-skinned. What is the meaning of the expression thick-skinned? Thick-skinned means least bothered about what others think. Bold and without shame. Example, the politician made a brazen attempt to justify his corrupt practices. Some people get caught. And there's one idiom you have to recollect, to get caught red-handedly. What is the meaning of to catch someone red-handedly? While doing that act, you catch that person. And then we say caught red-handed. And when someone gets caught red-handed, in spite of that, he or she tries to defend, that is ridiculous. Then we say, he tried to defend himself brazenly, means what? Shamelessly. Corrupt practices can never be justified. Word forms, brazenly, we use this form. Brazenness, we use this also. Word combinations, a brazen act, brazen attitude, brazen defiance. Defy, to challenge, to oppose. Word usage often used to describe shameless or audacious behavior. Audacity. Audacity means what? Two different meanings. One is shameless, the other one bold, another meaning. Murli, you can use that feather one's own nest, corrupt based on that. And you should also recollect words like embezzlement and also swindle money, embezzle money, feather one's own nest, misappropriation of funds. Synonyms, shameless, blatant. Blatant goes with lie. Some people lie, we all know the person is lying. He or she also knows that. Then we say blatant lie, means open, everyone knows that. Audacious, impudent, this is also an important word. Subtle, modest, discreet, an important word. We don't use in this context humble, but subtle and discreet in a way you can consider. Yes, blatant lie, a typical combination. High-handedness, have you heard of this any time? High-handedness, high-handed behavior goes with, these are all general statements, mind you. Exceptions are always there. One, officials. Second, police. High-handed behavior. And never heard of that. But they use quite often newspapers. No problem. Participation noun, meaning. The use of power or authority in an unfair or oppressive way. High-handed behavior means you have power, someone has authority. They try to use it to control someone, to suppress someone in an oppressive manner. Then we have to use this. Look at the example. The high-handedness of the police officers led to protests. This is what I was talking about. Though a general statement, usually it goes with police, it goes with officials. They try to show, based on the position, the high-handedness. The high-handedness of the police officers led to protests. Word forms high-handed adjective, high-handedly adverb. But generally we use this high-handed behavior, high-handed attitude, adjective form. Political high-handedness, noun. Administrative high-handedness. These are also important. Word usage, often used in discussing governance and authority. Synonyms: authoritarianism, oppression, despotism, arbitrariness. When you see the word despot, bully pulpit, very good. Who is this? Bonu. When you see the word despotism, despot, dictator, everyone knows dictator, autocrat, despot, you have to recollect. Despot, dictator, autocrat, they all mean the same. Antonyms: fairness, democracy, leniency. Not exactly. Humility, to some extent, you can consider. Humility, full of humility. That means, imagine there's a great person, and that person is down to earth, another important idiom. And we use words like simple, humble, modest, not proud, and full of humility. But when you see the word humility, you have to recollect another word. What is that word? Humiliation. Full of humility, positive, and humiliation, negative word. What does it mean? Insult someone. He was humiliated by the officials, insulted by the officials. Yes, you should also recollect what is that humiliation. Someone has written, humble, I have already said. All these words you have to. Above board, yes, that has a different connotation. Above board means honest. Someone is honest, man of integrity, man of principles, above board, that is one group. But here we are talking about a great person, being very simple. Then we should use words like down to earth, humble, full of humility, and modest. These are the words we should think of. Glimmer of hope. Have you heard of this? They have given a few times. That is different. Who is this warrior? Eat and humble pie. Eat humble pie means you make a statement, very confident statement that something may happen, but it doesn't happen. Then we say you had to eat your own words, and in that situation you say sorry and you admit it did not happen. Based on that, you apologize. In that context, we say eat humble pie. That's also an important idiom. Glimmer of hope, we have got many a time. Part of speech, noun phrase, a small sign that something positive may happen. We also use a ray of hope. Admit mistake, exactly, Nagesh, very good. Eat humble pie means what? Admit your mistake because something did not happen. Something positive may happen, small sign. For this, we should also recollect. Today we have got, see, so many idioms today we have got while giving the meanings. And silver lining, very good, Anand. I was about to say the same thing. Something is positive in a negative situation. Glimmer of hope, ray of hope, and silver lining. You have to recollect. The new court ruling provided a glimmer of hope for the victims. Word forms, glimmer, noun, and it can be verb, word combinations. Faint glimmer of hope. Faint means not very clear, not distinct. To some extent, bleak, you can also think of the word bleak. Last glimmer of hope. Once in a blue moon means very rare. Yes, warrior. Blessing in disguise, yes, something else that also you should recollect. Word usage used in emotional, social, and political context. Synonyms, as I said, a ray of hope, silver lining, slight chance. Antonyms, hopelessness, despair, an important word. Gloom also, an important word. Sad, gloom, gloomy. Gloomy means what? Sad. Conscience, you got to be careful with pronunciation. Not conscience, that's what people say. Conscience, no E sound. Usually people say time is precious, wrong. Time is precious. And the dish is delicious, wrong. The dish is delicious. no E sound. That way, conscience. Part of speech noun, what does it mean? A person's moral sense of right and wrong. Something tells you what is right, what is wrong. That is known as your conscience. Ah, yes. Someone is hungry, I suppose. His conscience did not allow him to support the unfair decision. Means inside something tells you what is good, what is bad. And that did not allow him to support a particular decision. Word forms conscientious adjective, conscientiously adverbial form. Usually we use a noun form, conscience. My conscience doesn't allow me. My conscience doesn't permit me to do something like that. Word combinations, guilty conscience, clear conscience, conscience stricken. Important expression. Word usage often used in ethical and philosophical discussions. Ethical, philosophical. Morality, ethics, principles, integrity. Antonyms, corruption, immorality, dishonesty. When you see the word corruption, you should recollect corruption is widespread. Then what is the word you should think of? Rampant. Rampant corruption means what? The word rampant goes with the diseases also, but here rampant corruption means what? Widespread corruption. That's an important word. They have rife also you can use. Madhu, very good. I appreciate that. Ascribe, part of speech verb, to attribute something to a particular cause, person, or source. I have given many a time the word attribute. I attribute my success to someone. But related word ascribe. Tomorrow you get success. You are invited onto the stage and you are given the mic. You are supposed to say a few words. What are you supposed to say? I attribute my success to my parents. Means what? In a way, your parents are responsible for your success. Same meaning, ascribe also. To attribute something to a particular cause, person, or source. Example, he ascribed his success to years of hard work. Some people attribute success to hard work, a lot of people to parents because they are the people behind the success of an individual. They struggle a lot. And hard work also you can use. Word forms, ascribable. Rarely we use this. Word combinations, ascribe responsibility, meaning, and wrongly ascribed, wrongly attributed. Word usage, common in academic and analytical writing. Conversation English, we use a word, very good. Parents and teachers, who is this Vagdevi? I appreciate that. And coming to this subtle difference between ascribe and attribute. Here, attribute goes with conversation English, ascribe goes more with written, academic and writing, analytical writing. Synonyms, assign, credit, attribute, impute, an important word. Antonyms, deny, disassociate, disconnect, reject. Not exactly, in a way. Iron fist. Have you heard of this any time? First, you have to know what is the meaning of the word fist. This is fist. And here it's an idiomatic expression. Iron fist, part of speech, idiom, meaning strict control or authoritarian rule. Someone is very strict. He or she rules with strictness, stringent rules, imposes. Then we say iron fist. The dictator, usually it goes with dictators, autocrats, despots. The dictator ruled the country with an iron fist. Word forms none because it is an idiom. Word combinations rule. It takes a verb, rule. Rule with an iron fist. Govern also you can use. Two important verbs you have to remember. Word usage common in political and governance contexts. Synonyms, strictness, dictatorship, oppression, authoritarianism. Antonyms are leniency, democracy, tolerance, flexibility. Not leniency because leniency has a negative connotation. And here other words rather positive, democracy, tolerance, and flexibility. We have one more or got repeated, I think. Or I forgot to change this. Here it is, letter and spirit. Have you heard of this? Please respond. Have you heard letter and spirit? Part of speech, this is also an important idiom, following both the literal wording and the true intent of a law or rule. You should follow, it has been given a few times. You should follow something in letter and spirit. Means what? Literally what it means and the idea behind, the intention behind. The company followed the contract in both letter and spirit. Means literally based on the wording and also true intention, good intention. An important idiom. Word forms none. Word combinations follow in letter and spirit, apply in letter and spirit. But generally we use the verb follow. Word usage, common in legal, ethical, and governance discussions. Synonyms, full compliance, true meaning, proper interpretation. But you all know the word comply. Comply with means what? Follow rules and regulations. Walk the talk. Very good. Who is this Bhavani again? Do what you say. And here it is like doing in the real sense, not for name's sake, based on the literal meaning, based on the spirit behind. Spirit means the intention behind. Comply with, adhere to, stick to, follow, all these you should recollect immediately. Antonyms, misinterpretation, violation, loophole, exploitation. Loophole means a gap. There is some gap in the law. That is known as a loophole. That's all about editorial vocabulary. Lot of words today. We may run out of time. It's already 9:37. Let us see. Instant injustice. Generally, we expect instant justice. It is quite opposite here. Instant injustice. You cannot make out. What is the main idea? The state must not be allowed to adopt the playbook of the mob. The state, this is the subject. But here, a lot of you may think a state means a state like Telangana, AP, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. No, if you take the word state, it has got two different meanings. One meaning of state, an administrative unit, a state like AP or Telangana. But if you talk to a political science student, state means, it tells immediately, nation state. Here, state means what? Nation state. Have you heard of this combination any time? Nation state. Here, state means an independent, sovereign country. What does it mean? Sovereign country. Sovereign means independent. It means country like India. You can also call it a state, nation state. Exactly. The state, here it talks about the country or the center, must not be allowed. We must not allow something, active voice. Something must not be allowed, passive voice. Must not be allowed to adopt the playbook of the mob. Very unfortunate, they have used the word mob, playbook of the mob. But when you read, you understand. In a way, editorial takes a stand, opines that the government is trying to use a playbook of the mob. Why? When you read, you understand. Yes, Murli, when you see the word adopt, you have to recollect. How can they call Uday Kumar? How can they call means we are not the people to decide. It goes with political science that they use nation state. It depends on the subject and the context. Mob, whatever the mob does, not acceptable. Mob behavior, crowd behavior, usually they don't comply with the rules and regulations. And if the government follows that playbook of the mob, definitely not acceptable. Based on that, the editorial opines we must not allow the government to follow the playbook of the mob. But why does it say what exactly prompted to write this editorial? Arbitrariness and brazen bias means based on whims and fancies. I'll try to do it fast because it's already 9:40 and you have to work on mini mocks as well. Arbitrariness and brazen bias means open, shameless bias or prejudice in law enforcement have undermined present perfect active voice. Undermine means what to. Shall I wait? Hmm. Now it is okay, I suppose. Shall I continue? Hmm. What does it say? Despite the spread of education and growing awareness of rights among the masses, high handedness by the state often threatens the fundamental rights and dignity of citizens. When a particular government tries to behave or show or exhibit high handedness, obviously that makes an impact on the dignity and also the fundamental rights of citizens. Custodial torture, an important expression. You all know that custody, police take someone into custody and they detain the person and they torture that person. Then it is known as they torture, they harass, then we call it custodial torture. There's another expression you guys have to know, custodial death. When someone is in the custody of the police, that person dies. What is that called? Custodial death. But here, custodial torture. Custodial torture and extrajudicial killings. Extrajudicial, not within the framework of the law. Extracurricular activities, you must have heard. Curriculum means a syllabus. What are these extracurricular activities? Not part of the curriculum, not part of the syllabus, outside the syllabus. Same way, extrajudicial, not within the framework of the judiciary, but outside that, based on that, the writer has used. Extrajudicial killings are reported with alarming frequency. Means more and more, quite often, frequency has gone up. Police and civic authorities in several states now routinely resort to demolition of property as a convenient and extra legal form of punishment. Capital punishment means the death penalty. That's a different meaning, Bhanu. And punishment, government should not resort to violence or government should not resort to demolition of buildings and all. But the frequency has gone up according to the editorial, mind you guys. Police and civic authorities in several states, here administrative units, now routinely resort to, means they do that, demolition of property as a convenient and extra legal, same thing, extrajudicial, extra legal form of punishment, not just for criminal suspects, but also for political opponents. Usually, punishment should go to those who have committed crime, the offenders. But here it talks about not only to the criminals, but also to the political opponents. That again not acceptable according to the editorial. Given the spread of this disturbing trend, there is a disturbing trend and it is spreading. Given the spread of this disturbing trend, the Supreme Court of India's strong remarks against the practice this week offer a glimmer of hope. What is the practice here? Demolishing, and not only those who have committed crime or accused, but also opponents. Supreme Court has intervened and strong remarks against the practice, this particular practice, this week, offer a glimmer of hope. The remarks of this week we are supposed to use present perfect tense. Yes, buffering. Wait for a few seconds. I think it's okay now. Here, shocked the conscience of the court. The order followed findings that the demolitions were carried out. Carry out means to execute. Were carried out, past tense passive voice, without even serving show cause notices to the house owners, either in person or by registered post. Usually, when the government resorts to demolition of a particular property, legally, if they proceed legally, if they follow the due process, they should serve a show cause notice. Either personally they have to give it or they have to send it by registered post. In this case, nothing has been done. without even serving show cause notices to the house owners, either in person or by registered post. These cases shock our conscience. Again, the court says the same thing. Residential premises of the appellants. Appellants means those who file the case or those who are petitioners, those who go to the court. Usually I give the word plaintiff, individually plaintiff, but a lot of people go to the court saying something about against the government or against a particular organization. Appeal based on that appellant. Very good. Have been high-handedly demolished. Residential premises of the appellants have been high-handedly demolished. Here it is in present perfect passive voice. There is something called the right to shelter, something called due process, like serving the show cause notice, due process. The authorities and especially the development authority must remember that the right to shelter is also an integral part of Article 21 of the Constitution. Fundamental right and right to shelter, another right. What is it? Shelter. Yes, Anand, you should called as is wrong, called someone something. And you should recollect dwelling, place of residence. But Western parts, it has become outdated. The court observed. The top court has ordered the payment of rupees 10 lakh as compensation. Based on this, what is the judgment given by the Supreme Court? The court has ordered the payment of rupees 10 lakh as compensation to each house owner. Through its observations, the court has reiterated, we have got many a time. Reiterate means to emphasize, to say something repeatedly. Reiterated the basic principles of the rule of law, that there can be no punishment without trial. First, trial is required. That's why courts are there. After the trial, you can think of the person is convicted, punishment. Person is not convicted, acquitted, no punishment. That there can be no punishment without trial. No collective punishment means you cannot punish a group of people. No collective punishment. That every person is presumed innocent until proven guilty, and that guilt cannot be ascribed by association. Imagine someone has been accused and allegations have been thrown against someone till the judge decides, yes, this person has committed crime. The person remains innocent. Here, innocent means not committed crime. Finally, the judge gives a verdict or the judgment. Yes, this person is guilty, he has committed crime, and then the person is convicted. Till that time, the person remains innocent. That one has to remember. Sentence talks about the same. Every person is presumed innocent. Presume means to think of something without evidence. To assume also you can say. Until proven guilty. And that guilt cannot be ascribed by association. Ascribe, attribute by association. While this is mostly reassuring, it remains doubtful whether such a judicial intervention is sufficient to act as a deterrent. Now, in this case, Supreme Court has come into picture, it has intervened, but the editorial questions, is it enough? One thing, will it act as a deterrent? Deterrent means what? Something that prevents you from doing something. For one, despite earlier disapproval of the bulldozing of property, under the guise of, someone has used today blessing in disguise. Guise means you hide the actual thing of something, that is known as guise. For one, means for one reason, one particular aspect, despite earlier disapproval of bulldozing of property, under the guise of law enforcement, the practice has not only continued in Uttar Pradesh, already court has cautioned, in the name of law enforcement, you cannot use bulldozers to demolish someone's house. In spite of that, the practice has not only continued in Uttar Pradesh, but has also spread to other states. A new dimension. It started with Uttar Pradesh state. It has spread. To substantiate that statement, BJP ruled states have been eager adopters of this trend. All this, whatever I read, based on the editorial. Editorial opines, BJP ruled states have been eager adopters of this trend. but it has also found appeal beyond partisan lines. Partisan, we have got many a time. What does it mean? Support a particular cause, support a particular party, support a particular person. Undue support, we say partisanship. And found appeal beyond partisan lines means not related, not restricted to one particular party, the BJP. It has got some sort of appeal. Other parties also found it appealing. To substantiate that, the Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab, for instance, recently resorted to property demolition as a tool in its campaign against the drug mafia. In Punjab, drug mafia, as a tool against the drug mafia, Aam Aadmi Party, incumbent government, has resorted to the same tactic. What is it? Bulldozing the property. The apparent social approval of state high-handedness in many situations. Social approval means apparent, means obvious. People are happy with that, perhaps. Apparent social approval of state high-handedness in many situations is a troubling commentary on collapsing standards of governance. Don't use V1, V2, V3 here, Bhavani. You all know that. I don't allow, I don't encourage. Please don't use that expression. And here, commentary on collapsing standards of governance. It shows that the standards are coming down. The government is resorting to violence, resorting to mob behavior. That has been mentioned. Mob lynching is a menace. The state is duty bound to curb with an iron fist. There are two words, lynching. Lynch means to kill someone, usually by hanging, without proper trial. But who does it? A group of people. A mob does it. Then we call it mob lynching. And that's a menace. Menace means a threat, a danger. Mob lynching is a menace. The state is duty bound to curb with an iron fist. The state has to control mob lynching with an iron fist. It is tragic when the state itself adopts tactics akin to mob justice. Unfortunate that state is supposed to control mob lynching and state itself adopts to or resorts to the tactics used by the mob. That is very unfortunate, ironical, and here akin to means similar to mob justice. The Supreme Court must ensure that its orders are implemented in letter and spirit. Supreme Court has given the judgment. It expects the orders should be implemented in letter and spirit, means based on the wording, based on the intention behind. The Supreme Court must ensure that its orders are implemented in letter and spirit consistently and throughout India. Mobile? Where is this mobile? Mob lynching, not mobile. Uday Kumar, where have you got this word mobile? Coming to the last sentence, it talks about the same thing. Two things are expected. One is it should be implemented consistently. Second, not a particular place, throughout the country, throughout India. What time is it? I would like to stop here for today. We have run out of time. You will get the PDF, try to answer. Mob means group of people. Crowd, mob, group of people, you can all mean the same. I have a session at 10, I have to stop. I'm compelled to stop. You'll get the PDF, try to work on those questions and mini mocks. Have a nice day. Thank you very much. Buffering.